They say the ocean remembers every traveller who ever dared to cross its shifting blue frontier. So why, after more than 14 centuries, does it still whisper the name Brendan? Legend begins on the western cliffs of Ireland, where a monk, quiet, thoughtful, and unshakably curious, stood watching the horizon as if it were speaking to him. Saint Brendan of Clonfert, they called him. A man of faith, but also of questions. And one question in particular consumed him. What lies beyond the edge of the known world? According to the stories, Brendan gathered a small band of monks, built a leather-hulled boat called a curragh, and set out in the 6th century on a voyage so impossible, so audacious, that even now historians debate whether it was myth or the first spark of transoceanic exploration. The chronicles describe a journey into waters misted with strangeness, islands that roared like beasts, floating mountains of ice mistaken for giants, and fields of glowing fire drifting across the night sea. The monks wrote of birds that spoke with human voices, and a vast creature beneath their boat that only revealed itself when the tide shifted. To some, these were metaphors, symbolic visions meant to teach lessons of faith. But others read something different between the lines, real geography disguised as miracle. Modern explorers have traced Brendan's alleged route and found curious parallels. Volcanic islands that hiss steam through cracks in the earth, colonies of puffins so loud they seem to argue with the wind, slabs of ice that tower like white cathedrals. Even the tale of the island that moves mirrors the behavior of resting whales, rising slowly beneath unsuspecting sailors. And then comes the most tantalizing clue of all. Ancient accounts claim Brendan reached a great land, lush and distant, a place some think could have been Iceland, others say Greenland, and a bold few whisper, softly, carefully, that the monks may have glimpsed North America centuries before Viking longships ever cut across the Atlantic. Yet the evidence remains elusive. The manuscripts offer wonder, not coordinates. The ocean offers silence, not confirmation. And Brendan himself offers only a story that slips between myth and possibility, like sunlight on waves. Never quite still, never quite clear. But maybe that's the magic of it. Because whether Brendan truly crossed an ocean or only imagined the world as wide as his faith, his story reminds us that humanity's greatest discoveries often begin with a single trembling step into the unknown. And every time we look at a map, every time we wonder what might lie beyond our own horizons, we hear Brendan's quiet question echoing through time. What if the impossible is simply the unexplored? If this story intrigued you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to help the channel grow.